XRP. I made a video quite recently talking about whether or not selling XRP would be a good idea. And honestly, these comments are very interesting, with some people calling it the biggest scam ever, some others being way more positive, and some having pretty much my exact idea, which is these guys have got quite a lot of good stuff going for them, and selling it now would potentially be something I'd regret. I've stated it many times over the past couple of months. My whole investment thesis is minimize regret, and in this case for XRP, the main thing I think about is, let's say you could start off with a clean slate. So let's say you have $1,000 worth of XRP right now. Would it be better to just have that $1,000 not be in XRP? That's the thought you should always be having, not a, oh, but I bought at this price and this is the price right now, so I'm at a loss. I've said it before, if you're at a loss, you've played your cards a little bit strange by not DCAing, not getting your average price lower, because at this point in the market, nobody should be at a loss. No, it's a matter of, if you, and this is something I really want people to understand, because when I look at the comments, I think a lot of people still don't realize this. If you look at Ripple's partnerships, you look at the SEC Ripple lawsuit, you look at all the things happening. This is just what came out today, for example. Brad Garlinghouse stating Japan, XRP Ledger, little connection. We're excited to announce a partnership between Ripple and Hashkey and SBI, ushering in XRPL powered solutions, starting with supply chain finance to Japan's enterprise landscape. And again, the thoughts of XRP ETFs, and like 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏 says, Ripple keeps building partnerships that will pay off bigly or hugely for XRP someday. You just gotta realize it like this. If I were to sell now and the price would go up a lot, would I really significantly regret it? Or with the information that I had that day, did I make the best calculated decision to sell and move on? And the reason I keep coming back to this is because I notice that many people, they only hold one coin and one coin forever. And you might think that XRP is the best coin out there for you and that the gains will be severe, and it could be. The serious part is it could literally be so that if you compared 1,000 different crypto assets, that XRP turns out to be the best one over a prolonged period of time. Again, if we're taking a look at the market right now, we're not that far into full bull season. Anybody telling you so, I personally think is wrong, but they probably think that I'm wrong, right? They probably think the bull market's only gonna last another 2 or 3 months. I personally think the real bull market, the real crazy bull market, hasn't even started yet, and we'll only in hindsight see who was right. We said this back in 2022 as well, that at some point we've basically dipped out, and if you just continue on buying, at some point it's just gonna continue to go up, and many people say, no, this time it's different. And now, about 2 years later, you realize, nope, it really was true. And I think the same is true again for the full-on bull market, that we really haven't seen it yet, and is going to blow many people's expectations away. But it's a matter of getting there and having the strength to hold on through until that point comes up. Which brings me to another point. If we're talking serious tech, Ripple's got good stuff. XRP is in a really good spot. The problem is not technology. The problem is not utility, because they've actually got good bunches. The problem, and listen carefully here, is recognition. People do not recognize just how good of a position that XRP and everything around it is in. If we're talking treasury of how much money have they got and are able to spend on things, it's one of the biggest in crypto. If we're talking partnerships, they've got some of the craziest ones in crypto. It's just that people are not really sitting down and thinking, wow, this should be bought today. There's not as much a sense of urgency. Could be because of the lawsuit pending, Ripple needing to pay a fine, and people being scared it's going to be paid with XRP proceeds. So there's more selling pressure of the sort. There's people saying they're scared because Ripple keeps selling XRP. Little side note, I'll tell you, Ethereum Foundation keeps selling Ethereum. Most crypto projects you know have actually sold their token. It's just in a different form. So I'm personally not really too worried about that. Just to put it into perspective, go ahead and look at different coins out there, and you realize that if you really are afraid of unlocks, the crypto space is really, really hard for you. Because for example, for DYDX, 10 or 11% of the total circulating supply came out for future employees, early investors, founders and employees, and advisors. And still half of the coins are yet to go. mostly being for, again, these 4 areas of people. Again, to put into perspective, SUI, only 13% of the tokens are out there right now. Some more, let's say 3% are coming out for community reserves, community access program, but a lot for all these different coins here. For optimism, core contributors and investors are getting 2% of the supply again, and this is going to continue on for years. So you can bring up many arguments as to why XRP is stupid, but this whole, selling, it's quite minor in the grand scheme of things for how huge the crypto is. Now, I think the majority of the pressure lies in, will XRP not be, and this is what most people are thinking, will it not be left behind this run? And in my humble opinion, it all depends on the dollar mark. I remember when the lawsuit came to a closure, 13th of July, I think, 2023, and we were all excited because it was finally going to get a move on. But then it failed. And I still, to this day, wonder what exactly made the price not go even more meteoric. And I keep thinking about that. I keep thinking it was probably strategy. And then one thing that's also interesting, right? I look back at the 2017 and the 2021 run. Do you guys realize that in 2021 in the run, it still went to $2, even though the lawsuit was going on? And so whenever people say, oh, but it did so bad, I keep thinking, well, from the bottom to the top in 2021, it did a 10x at least. Meaning if you put $1,000 in at the bottom, you'd still have $10,000 a year and a half or so, let's say, afterwards. That's honestly not bad. And theoretically speaking, let's say the bottom of this cycle for XRP was what? Let's say 30 cents. That would still probably give it some room if it were to just copy the 2021 performance. But the thing is, it hasn't really done anything of the sort just quite yet. It just hasn't gone on any sort of run, just like how 𝗲𝗏𝗄𝗏 stated it with some of the zombie tokens. In simple terms, just a lot of the top altcoins have not gone for a run. They've not given us a run for our money yet. They've not gone exponential. And so there's a lot of complaints, a lot of uncertainties, and a lot of that can be prevented by you just being more diversified. Whatever. If you have a properly diversified portfolio, a lot of these worries are taken away. Because with me personally, I've stated many times how my portfolio is divided, and I get more videos on that out. I think it's probably helpful. But as I said, if I want to minimize regret, I want to kind of have a little piece in different sectors. So if this sector pops off, which it inevitably will, the sectors that I'm investing into, I'm happy. And I might not catch every single crypto perfectly, but that's okay. Because since I've got little nibs in all these different areas, I'm still very much happy when the sector pops off. Whereas if I had every single dollar I had in only one coin, it's like flipping a coin and praying every single time, every single day. It just is not that nice for the mental. Conclusion. XRP, for the most part, the investment thesis is still the same. You're banking on the fact that major altcoins are going to have a run and that utility is going to get recognized. That the community gets excited again, which can easily happen the moment it crosses $1, and that FOMO kicks in like it did back in 2021. Now, the bull thesis there, the bullish sides being technology is better than it was back then. The market position for a 𝗕𝗓𝗄 is better than it was back then, because at that point they had a lawsuit going on and were pretty high up. Right now, since they've fallen down the rankings more, but the lawsuit situation has only gotten better, a redemption arc really wouldn't be too crazy. And again, when looking at the comments, I think the majority of people think it's just too risky, because I'm reading through hundreds of different comments right now. Again, it's so divided, with some people saying stop with the crap and some people saying, yeah, I'm definitely not selling. I think a lot of this criticism and negativity just changes the moment it gets some sort of pump going. This is what you see, generally speaking, in bear markets too. Guys, I've been making these videos for so many years in a row. This attitude is a bear market attitude because people are not making the gains which they expected to make or hope to see. That's when people start calling it a dead coin. That's when people start arguing. You don't see any of this when prices are going up. All it takes, in my humble opinion, is $1 per XRP. And most people will be all of a sudden very happy, very excited again. Many people will return back because now they expect more. It's just that there's no momentum, which is why I often go on rants about momentum investing, which is basically where you go for a sector that's doing good, expecting it to go even better, rather than going for the most undervalued asset. So the story here is as follows. If anybody has got $0 worth of XRP, it's not a coin I'd quickly buy, because there's no momentum currently, and you can go for the tech and this, that, but so are many cryptos out there really, really good. But then an edge is given out to cryptos that have got this hype. Again, right now, this week, no hype anywhere. Only meme coins are a little bit exciting. The last couple of weeks have been really, really bearish for altcoins. But I'm only talking for the people that have been holding for a long time and are thinking, should I sell or should I not sell? Like I said in my previous video, I personally think the moment it crosses $1, if it does, things will change quite rapidly again. And it's something that many people fail to realize, but I'm predicting it right now already. Things are gonna move really, really fast the moment it gets some momentum going again. And I still, again, you might hate me for this. Many people will press that dislike again. Hate me all you want. But I personally think it still will happen. The only thing is it worth waiting that long for the excitement to kick in? Is it not better to go for more hyped up areas like AI coins, RWA, gaming, even though gaming is not really popped off this season either? And then potentially get back in once momentum is there. Once we get to that dollar mark again, go in with some FOMO like most people will do. That's a good question. Once more, I just don't want people to regret their decisions. I'm not your financial advisor, but I've been investing for such a long time, and I've been in this crypto space for such a long time as well. All I want here is for people to be their best selves when it comes to this crypto investing stuff. And so if you're holding it, me personally, I'm not really too fond of selling it unless you are able to buy your way down lower and sell it on a little pump to then play around in the crypto game. But no, I personally would never sell it at a loss because my consciousness fails to let me do so. However, like I said at the start of the video, don't get too stuck up on if it's like a medium loss or so. You get into the sunk cost fallacy of, oh, but I invested this, it's not worth that. If you've got a juicy opportunity and you have got a pretty solid plan, always just rethink these things, like re-strategize at the moment. Meaning, oh, you put $1,000 in the past, is now worth 500. Don't think about what you put in. Think about, okay, I've got $500 right now. Where would the best placement of this money be? And the reason I say that is because some of the bigger mistakes in my life have also been to think of, oh, I put one Bitcoin in this. It's now only worth $50, whatever. Nah, it's too little. Let's just, but this is when Bitcoin is a lot lower. Let's just say I put $10,000 in it. It's only, yeah, that's a good one. It's only worth $1,000 right now. Sometimes the best decision can be to hold on and wait for it to go crazy. With Solana, a similar sort of story happened. And again, let's say it was $10,000 day one. It turned into $1,000 a year and a half or 2 years later. And then it turned into, I think, $800,000 4 months after that, because Solana went from 1 cent to $8 in like 4 or 5 months. On opposite sides, I've had it many times where your $1,000 just goes to zero. And at some point, you got to just realize, man, it might be wise to leave SHIB, or at least sell half and move on with half to another thing, and not think about how much money I started with. Just think about how much you've got right now to make new choices to continue on with your investment journey. Again, whatever video I make with XRP, it can never be good. Because when I say something positive, people hate me, think I'm a lunatic for saying positive things about it. When I say negative things, the XRP community comes up and says, why are you saying something bad? So this video, the only goal I've got is to tell you guys about what I think is best to do with the situation that people are in. And just take it at that. Trust me when I say it would be better if I didn't make this video for hatred terms, because I can't be right. People will dislike it regardless. I can also see it in the likes. People don't like these type of videos where I'm not being either crazy fanatic or crazy negative. I should choose a side. But I personally can see both sides working out really, really well for XRP. But I'm personally more inclined along the sides of, I wouldn't really buy too much more, because I've already got enough and I don't think it's that juicy of an opportunity right now. But I do still think it could do well, and it's not really worth selling at a loss. All I'm caring for is the dollar mark, because I think the moment that it happens, it's probably going to get crazy excitement going again. But getting to that level is taking patience, and I will address it for one last time. Sometimes people are too short-sighted. Oh, but it's 7 years. Well, a pretty crazy price action wave happened back in 2021. And honestly, we're not that far into the bull run, so it's not as if it's like, oh, over already. It could still just happen in a few months and really leave every other altcoin in the dust. I'm not saying that's not possible at all. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Hopefully you guys understand my thinking process. Hopefully you guys have made some good decisions on your own. And let me know down below if you agree or disagree. That's about it.